Hello scrappers, got the Devil Forge out today. Gonna try to see if we can melt some copper. Took a while to get it set up. Never ran out of gas. I had to run some gas down to where I would have been at earlier. So the cold front's supposed to be in about noon, and it's like 5 minutes to 12 now, so see what I can get done. Getting a little breeze out of, kind of out of the east. So first time playing with it, so I'm not really sure how to go about all the settings. I've got a little bit of copper down in there now. I'm not sure if you can see it down in there, but got the flame down low, just trying to get that crucible kind of preheated, make sure there's no moisture in it. I have the same copper in it right now that I had a while back. Probably just try to get one pour and call it a video. So I'll crank this thing all the way up. I still got the gauge down pretty low. About half. I think it's supposed to be about 0.1 is where we want it for melting copper. I think that's where I saw Big D Castings put it. So go ahead and open this up, see what it does. I'm not sure about that noise. Might go ahead and play with it here for a minute. Okay, we got it sounding a little bit better now. For those of you that are never had a Devil Forge or maybe thinking about getting one, what I did, close the air choke all the way down, which I got it cracked open a little right now. You can see it's getting a glow in there now. Sounds a whole lot better. But I closed that down, had a pretty good flame. I had a little flame coming out, then I closed the lid, and then flame went out. So I gave it a little more fuel, gassed it up good. I had to turn the nozzle because the wind was kind of blowing the flame right toward, over that, so couldn't hardly get down there and do adjustment. But sounds a whole lot better. I cranked, which that was down to like the first line. So let me just try to zoom in a little here. So I turned that up a little bit. I'll go ahead and turn it up some more now, and you guys screw it downward. I think that should be just about right for what we want pressure wise. I'll just have to open the throttle, give it more air. I think just as I'm hanging on to that, my fingers did enough to block enough air that it started popping. I was choking for air. So just that little bit. I'll give it a few minutes, get that melted, and then we'll do a pour real quick and see how she goes. Yeah, that came out pretty good. Got a little sloppy on the coin. I'll have to do some cleanup on it. Looks like it's pretty well cooled off already. Popped right out. Yeah, I'll have to maybe get the jeweler saw out a little bit and do a little cutting, trim that up. These other two are gonna take a minute to cool, so we'll just let this all cool down for a few minutes, and then I'll dump them out of there. That one might be ready to dump already. So that went really good. I was kind of impressed on how fast that thing heated up. Like I said, about 15-20 minutes altogether, and I was running around still gathering stuff. Had the big pliers, had to find me a piece of stainless steel. It's cooling down pretty nice. We got that cold front. Like I said, it's about 15 after 12 now, so that front ought to be getting here in a little bit, and then we're talking snow tonight and everything else, so probably in the shop again tomorrow. So I thought, well, I'm going to get this out and play with it real quick. I got to let it cool off for a while, so I'll get in there and work on some other stuff while it's cooling. And let's see, push that mold out of the way. Yep, that fell right out, didn't it? Nice. Gives me a couple ingots started. I'll take them to the wire wheel, clean them up a little bit. This is supposed to be like 1 pound, so that one there wasn't quite full. This one might have been over full. So let them cool off. We'll get a weight on them, and which I added some copper tubing to that. I knew that wasn't going to be enough wire there to really do everything I want, but I really don't want to work with a 2/3 full crucible anyway. They get pretty heavy and be awkward. Being I'm getting old, I thought I'd put that on a cinder block to get it up off the ground a little bit, so I wouldn't have to bend down quite so far. I'm going to go ahead and turn this bottle off. This is you can tell the bottle's old. It's one of the bottles I picked up last summer that's full of propane, so I did this melt basically with free propane. I've just got 2 of these ingots right here. They've got tapered sides. I think I have them on the Amazon affiliate link. They're about $40 a piece though, but you see how easy the copper just fell right out of there. And it's supposed to be like 1 pound bars, so yeah, I'll get those cleaned up later down the road and get a collection of them and try to see how many I can get into a small flat rate box. If I can't get too much in there, then, which that'd probably be about right for the shipping and everything, and what I'll be pricing these as. I think the copper ingots go for around $9 a pound on eBay, so there's what, about 15 pounds right there. But I got a little jeweler saw and stuff, so I can take it and cut around that scorpion coin, and then get it cleaned up a little better, and maybe file it or something and smooth it out around the edge, and take the wire wheel to it. I need to get another little grinder with a buffing pad on it so I can polish them up a little bit. I don't really want to take an angle grinder disc to them so much. It throws out a lot of dust. If I do that, I want to get a vacuum, get a box where most of that stuff will go into the box, and have a vacuum attached where it'll pull it into the vacuum. Have a dedicated shop vac just for copper dust. And then maybe do another one if I get into the brass, do another one for brass. But I'm going to get off here and we'll let this cool down a little bit, then I'll get in there and get those weighed out, cleaned up a little bit and weighed out, and see you then. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back and cleaned up somewhat. I'm here kind of in the greenhouse area. north wind's getting kind of chilly out there. Everything's cooled off, got it put away. It didn't come out looking too bad. This is the thinner ingot, the last one I poured. It's got a little bit of discoloration up kind of along this side up there. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. I think that's solder from some of those some of that tubing I put in there that had solder joints. Here's the thicker one. Got a little blemish on the bottom. The other one came out really nice on the bottom. Might be where I was slowly pouring it in at first. It's got just a little discoloration here on top. So if I put these on eBay, I'm going to have to make a note that it's got that discoloration. Either that or melt them back down and just make them into coins. We'll see. Anyway, well, if I learn anything I want to put on eBay, I know that don't put solder joints in there. So I grabbed a little bit out of this bucket and then my copper barrel, grabbed a little bit of that stuff. So I think I'll pretty well either stick with wire or plain copper tubing. Be the way to go. Well, let's go ahead and get a weight on these, which I already know what the big one weighs. It's over a pound. Got the scale zeroed out. There's the big one there. 1 pound, 4.1 ounces. The thinner one, 13 ounces, so it's just over 3/4 of a pound. And then the coin weighs right at 3 ounces. So by the time I trim that off, it'll be even less. But the coin poured out really good. So for total, 2 pounds, 4 ounces. So kind of learn, don't fill it quite so full. Be closer to a pound, and then what I probably need to do too is probably weigh the copper out ahead of time, figure a couple extra ounces out, you know, go a few extra ounces, and then when I pour it, it should be pretty close and I shouldn't have much left over. But if I'm going to do multiple ingots, it won't really matter much anyway. I can just put more in the crucible, get it melting, and by the time I get ready to pour again, those the molds ought to be ready to dump. So that was fun though. So I enjoyed that. I would have kept going probably, but I want to try to find me a wire basket, because it's always good when you got a hot crucible and maybe a little bit of molten copper down there to heat your copper up before you put it in there. So I've got an old barbecue grill out there I use occasionally, so I might try to find me a basket or something I can put the copper in, stick it inside that barbecue grill, and preheat it in there. So hey, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you're not a subscriber, appreciate you take a look around the channel, see if you see anything you like, and if maybe I can earn your subscription. So yeah, I'll get in there later this afternoon and dig out my jeweler's saw and trim that up. Give me a little more copper to melt. Okay, we'll call it a video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Stay warm. Unless you're in Australia, then stay cool. You know, find a shade tree. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.